Most people have heard of the 12-step program or the 12 steps to recovery. They were originally created for alcoholics to help them to stop with their addiction. And it was eventually expanded to addictions of all kinds. I've learned, though, without question, that they can be applied to any of life's struggles. And if done, in my opinion, on a personal level, it will literally change your life. So I'd like to do a little bit of a series regarding the 12 steps, going over the 12 steps on a personal level for myself. And I hope that in some way it resonates with you and that you can apply them to whatever you might be going through and whatever problems you may be dealing with. The first step is to realize that we're powerless over. Originally, again, it was alcohol, but that we're powerless over whatever we're struggling with. Now, I don't actually like to use that idea of we're powerless. What I believe it is that we need to acknowledge that we have a problem. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not the world's fault. It's not, any outside force's fault or whatever. We need to acknowledge and admit that we have a problem of some sort and stop blaming everybody and everything else. We need to decide that it's on us and no one else. And sometimes this really is the hardest thing to do. Especially, I think we tend to be our harshest critic. We tend to view ourselves in a harder way than we view other people. And so with that, it's even harder when we have a problem and admit that we're the cause or often a big part of the problem. So again, the first step in terms of really being able to move forward is first acknowledging our role in the problem that we have and to stop blaming other people. Step two is the idea of reaching for a higher power. Now, people have a different take on this idea of a higher power. Many people automatically go to God or some power outside of themselves, and that's fine. But here's my view. I've mentioned in previous podcasts how perfect everything is, how perfect creation is, from the largest star to the smallest atoms. Everything is aligned perfectly for existence, and we humans are no different. Faults and all, we're actually perfect in our being. Part of that perfection is our ability to do anything, our ability to solve any problem. And I believe the tool given to us is our inner voice, our higher selves, our literal guide to life. And all we need to do really is listen. I don't mean to get theological here, but you've heard the idea of a soul, and we never really ask ourselves what a soul actually is. People often talk about the difference between man and animal, and that difference being that man has a soul or man has a godly soul, while animals either have no soul at all or an animalistic soul. And again, I'm not here to really discuss theology, but I do want to give my opinion on this one topic because it really is the key, in my opinion, to this step two. That opinion is God, or whatever you want to call the entity which created this existence. It gave us, or better yet, created us via a part of himself. That part is what we call our soul. It is us, our pure, untainted self, our higher selves. And that voice, that intuition we often feel, which tells us what is right for us and what is wrong for us, that is our higher selves, or that is our higher power. And if we can just quiet the noise and listen to that version of us, I believe it gives us a clear understanding of what we need to do in any situation, um, what we need to do to solve any problem. So, sort of recapping, when we have a problem, the first thing we need to do is to stop looking outside of ourselves for the cause, stop blaming other people or other things. We need to find where it is in this problem, where our role is in it, and acknowledge it and accept it. And on a side note, be okay with it. We all are human. We all have problems, and 99.9% of the time we play a role in the problem. That's okay. We don't have to get down on ourselves for that. But we do need to acknowledge it. And number two is reaching for that higher power, which again, in my opinion, is it reaching for our higher selves, quieting things and listening to our higher selves. We all have it. It's amazing how perfect, as I mentioned before, we're created, where we have a literal guide to life. We have a literal guide telling us what is best for us and what is not best for us. That's intuition. That's our higher self, our higher power. It's that voice, that feeling that we always know. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes it's, you're like, shut the hell up. I want to do it this way. But we really know, if we listen to it, we really know what is best for us and what's not best for us. And it's through this higher power, or this voice inside of us, intuition, that's telling us and guiding us. And so I believe by following these first two steps, it will lead us towards the path of solving any issues, any problems that we have. We have a lot of tools given to us, created within ourselves, to be able to do this. And I hope to continue with the remaining steps, picking up from here. But just know that